Nå kommer den.
Filme litt av det her nede.
Vi tar patent på den her, Aslak. Ja.
Au. Dette min venn. Klaka. Student. Satt på seg fjord.
Ja, visst. Her parkeringsplassen på skolen. Borte der starter opp et vrak. Vrak. Her står et menneskevrak. Lasse. Der står et annet vrak.
Her er også et vrak.
Ja. Bra bil, fungerer bra. Sigen i ræva og ellers dårlige dekker, men den går. Der har vi Sears Tower og Loopen, høye skyskraperne. Det som går her, stålrukler, det er en T-bane. Ja, det med Lasse. Med skolen. Altså bare en av bygningene på skolen, der vi er. Den gata her heter State Street, som er nullpunktet i vest-øst-retning. Skoleområdet er stort, det er masse bygninger. Alle er like. Fulle av kinesere og gamle, forkalka professorer. Det er faktisk en ny pick-up. Masse av det.
Tur, vet du. Aslak bak rattet. Da.
Her klarer du å filme dette her, eller?
Ja, jeg tror det er et eller annet.
Her er en flysimulator.
Hvor?
Her.
Der, ja. Ja.
Her har vi det neste.
Hva er nå dette for noe? Hva er tempen ute nå?
Tempen ute. Den er 47
Det er kaldt i dag.
Kaldt. hører vi ikke noe fra Tjus.
Police, Chicago.
105.9 WCKG, Chicago's great classic rock. Wrapping up another long set right there.
50 North Lincoln Avenue.
Vi kan prøve.
Hæ?
Vi legger nå en bygge neger til dette her nå.
Jeg fikk for dårlig uttak.
Og nedover
State Street.
Kjør mot slummen.
Så nå blir det liv.
Det var bare flaks hvis denne filmen ble vist til andre. Bil og kamera.
Rett.
Ja, det
Her er altså gettoen.
Gettoen, ja. Her skyter de 13 stykker i vika.
Det er, ja. Ruta er jo fin.
Ta på siden da. Her burde stort sett bare svarte.
Overlever vi dette, så har vi flaks.
Her er ingen tvil. Ser en kvitt en, så er det et eller annet gærlig.
Temperatures regularly exceed 400 degrees. Explosions are a constant, and carbon waste sources. Unfortunately, some distant planet, we're talking about conditions in your car's engine, where without the proper protection, engine parts would quickly fuse together, bring your engine to a screeching halt. Which is precisely why you need Castrol GTX. Castrol especially for they might be fatal. Castrol GTX, engineered for today's smaller cars.
Handcuffs are cool too. They use only Castro products at Continental Classics on Ogden Avenue in Hinsdale.
For den her på tiden. Kjør på rødt i dag, Lasse.
Gjør du det? Ja, det har gjort dagens. Jeg brukte fotdagen.
Hvis det er blant alle disse lovløse.
Ja, nå skal vi leke, hva er det for dette programmet? Cox?
Topp, ja.
Ja, så nå er vi på plass.
Da er det på plass.
Så dette blir sendt til CBS i dag.
Nå skal vi gjøre en ny jobb for dere fremme som står og blinker.
Sale valid in Schaumburg only.
For meg er det
Chevy
søppel.
Geo test drive with Brian O'Callahan.
Hvor
Today's
er
model,
det her?
Camaro. Brian O'Callahan here testing about the Camaro.
Hva har skjedd her da?
Well, it comes with four-wheel anti-lock brakes, dual airbags, and AM/FM stereo.
Oh, there he is. Quick, lean over.
Actually, I'm okay here.
Work with me, man. Now for the slow drive-by. Eat your heart out, chair.
Starting at $13,989, the 94 Camaro is one desirable car. Test
Huh?
drive one yourself at your local Chevy Geo dealers today. Alan Stead.
Dette er luksusbolig.
Another long set of Chicago's great classic rock. Played back to back. WCKG.
Ja, her bor vi altså. Luftig hus.
Du kjører bonakken der.
Ikke på dagen her. King's Drive. Ikke sentrum.
Det er ikke en tur på Holstedt der, hvis det er.
Ja. Ser du så?
Finner dårlig reklame. Det er det fullt av. Vært litt skruffet her. Kork.
Getting cut back on, hospital bills, anything else you can think of. $32,000, your monthly payment would be about $601 a month over a 5-year period.
Dette hører vi ikke på.
You give us a call right now. The Christian professionals of Equinox, 233-22.
Ser du godt her inne, da?
Ja, det synes.
Få vise. Ja. Det er litt computersystemer. Airconditioning. Utetemperatur i celsiusgrader. Og innetemperatur i celsiusgrader. Så blir på en knapp her, så får du det samme i Fahrenheit. Det er fuel used. 27,2 gallon. Og det er average. Det står stille, så den blir ikke brukt. Jeg kan resette fuelen. Her er vi hvor langt vi kan kjøre på eksisterende fuel, og her er vi antall fuel. Og vi kan ha det i liter, nei, kilometer. 32 mil. 33 mil. Miles. Det er med tilbake, så skal vi ha en knapp som slår på cruise.
Skulle ha virket.
Her
Det har
har
virket en gang.
flysimulatoren.
Og flysimulator, ja. Hva skjer da?
Det meste kan da justeres opp i program.
Det
til
cirka.
dette da. Ja, så må jeg ikke glemme den her.
Ikke den var sånn.
Den bråka litt. Men vi har CD-radio i bilen. Men skal vi få inn en gjøker. Trailersjåfører.
Ja.
Ja.
Sminkespeil med fullt blend.
Fullt og blend da.
Ja.
Halvlys og hellys. Det må man ha.
Du som går ut av bilen her, han skal se flott ut.
Det er rart at vi kjører den bilen.
I mean, we're talking sensual, we're talking sensuous, we're talking all of it.
Så litt på siden da. Ja, men nei. Skal du ikke zoome? Nei. Jeg zoomer på, ja. Antageligvis for mørkt, han klarer ikke zoome skikkelig.
Nei, men nå tapper jeg manuell.
Trekk til masse tidlig, ja.
Dra på siden av filmen ordentlig. Inn da.
där fick jag några fina skidskåpor. Ja, det går det bra.
Ser vi da temperaturen? 72, ja.
Klokka 8 helt der.
Tenk på at det ikke var på aircondition her.
72, det var... Ja,
Ja. Da tar vi på nytt igjen da, for en virks.
Det er for at du skulle skryte at det var
Ingen som kommer til å tro det likevel. Med varene, eller sånn?
Mye ble det i dag da?
Nei, da ble det $28 bare. Billig dag.
Aslaks bilkjøp. Det ble litt dyrere.
Bilkjøp og bøter.
Det bøter, ja. Det er andre gangen nå. Hyppig kunde.
Nei. Vi skal ikke ha lodd.
Nei. Hei.
Hallo.
Sover du, da?
Når skal vi på lyset da? Skal jeg fortelle hva som skjer her?
Det er mørkt, det.
Hva skjer?
Nei, skjer. God natt.
Her ser vi da en vanlig kveld i 507 North Spaulding.
Association award. You'd be able to think of a woman as a professional equal and not just a collection of bodyguards.
Not to jump to conclusions,
Hva er
but is this
dette?
about Professor Collingswood?
Så dere være med å spise middag i morgen?
Skal du på restaurant, eller?
Ja, vi drar på Jorans eller noe sånt.
Om kvelden?
Dere to og vi.
Ja.
Spennende vegger de filmer, det er hvite.
Bare hvite.
Fantastiske vegger.
Nei,
Hva
en
er
ting.
den store plakaten han har over fjernsynet?
Over fjernsynet?
Nordpolen, den der snøstorm.
White out.
Nordpolen. Det må være fælt. To av de typene der. Det måtte ha vært her. Du må peke den andre veien, han sitter den andre veien. Ja, ok.
Fikk jeg 2 tunger nå?
2 tunger? Nei, jeg har ikke delt deg på midten. Nå sitter en til venstre, og sitter en til høyre.
Nei, det skal være en på midten.
Ja, men det er hvis jeg vrir kameraet. Sånn. Der.
Så er vi egentlig.
Ser jeg på den andre da?
Og så er du jo veldig spacet gitt. Unnskyld, hva rister? Du, ta og sleng ut armen.
Andre?
Ja. Og så gjenger du sammen med hodet, og så vrir du ut til siden. Skal
Skal jeg armen sammen med hodet sånn? Sånn?
Da vrir ut hodet til siden.
På sammen. Ta bilder så vekk.
Nå driver den og lager noe tull igjen.
Nå kan du ha en dyp samtale med deg selv. Bare se ut som du snakker rett fram. Rett fram. Glo rett fram og snakke. Nei, mot denne, litt denne.
Den veien. Sånn. Vi gjør sånn så her.
Har du sett de der Smith og Jones?
Så sitter hun sånn her.
Der blir det slik.
Det kommer det grønt lys.
Tar du rekord nå?
Ja, bare rekord av et stillbilde. Jeg tar jo et rekord av et stillbilde, kjedelig.
Det var her, han kommer lite luft i jordet sitt.
Hvem?
Han Chrysler foran.
Ja, nå har vi faktisk for evig, da.
Go to the video store later on today. Let's take a look at the top 5 videos in the country. In at number 5, Demolition Man. Number 4, The Good Son. Number 3, What's Love Got to Do with It? Number 2, In the Line of Fire. And we'll go next.
Normally, your engine sounds something like this. But if you could isolate engine parts and listen to them alone, you'd get a completely different picture. Your valves, for instance. What you're hearing is metal hitting metal, which can lead to damaging engine wear. Now, listen to exactly what you'll get. Now, and for quite some time to come. On the other hand, maybe you're more interested in stability over the long run. In which case, our fixed-rate installment loan could be a better choice for you. After all, it guarantees you'll lock in at a low rate, no matter what happens to the...
Original guitarist Jeff "Skunk" Baxter remembers that even before it was a hit, their classic song "Do It Again" had a special significance for them.
It's the first song we did for our album.
Her kjenner jeg til dem her. En på. Så går opp en av de spist.
There's a first-class rock and roll.
If you've been procrastinating for years about stopping smoking or drinking less or putting off exercise. She went off half-cocked, and she really adores the big old lovable oaf. In Braintree, Massachusetts, a bank robber is not exactly a brain trust in Braintree. Robert Mercon was picked up, and in his pocket, police found a note saying, "I am a thief, and this is a stick-up." His hold-up notes. They matched writing in 3 other unsolved robberies. In England, a wife and a prisoner superglued themselves together so they wouldn't be separated during visiting hours at the prison.
For å bekjempe kriminalitet. Det er klart det. Ja, så utdanner 50 000 flere enn de brukte å gjøre.
Fløyt nå da.
$10 purchase at Domini's. the Terminator. He's
Og
painted
så en ekstra runde siden vi ikke kunne springe over her. Ja. Ja, det er sånn små ekorn som får hoppa rundt.
With a deal like this, you'll go crazy for Builder Square. Thanks for shopping at Builder Square. I'll be back. Oh, no, you hasta la vista, baby.
Look.
It sets the table for the three-time world champs to win these. Even though the Bulls still trail Atlanta by a half game, they have 2 games to lead for criticizing Pat Riley's coaching. The Atlanta has just 1 game left. The Knicks in Milwaukee tonight, but destiny totally in the Bulls' hands. Honestly.
Det er en sånn liten dassboll-type. Det er han som sitter i en bil der.
It's amazing, Patty. I mean,
Den her.
NHL Rangers who lead the Islanders now 3 games to 0. Boston and Jersey and Washington for the win. The Sox 9-6 tied with the Cleveland Indians for the top spot in the Central.
Ja, hvis det blir bra det her.
Det har faktisk vært veldig lurt å gjort det. Ikke hvis den bråbremser da, men kamera først og gubben oppå.
Vi tar solartid når vi kommer her.
.9 WCKG, Chicago's great classic rock. Never been lost. Again,
You've got your logo, your letterhead, and passion on your resume. You run a business, living on tables shouldn't be one of them. You've got your own business, now meet your advantage. The AT&T Business 800-222-4400. Cyber Center at 1337 North Wall Street. You'll find great deals and expert salespeople. How expert? Well, let's test and see. What's the significance? Turkey sandwich. But no one knows more about bags than building cycles. We're right.
Testing!
Fan med andra var money.
Nej, vet vad fan.
500 han måtte ta.
Jag ville ha något.
Det var skuttet, det var sånn der og der.
Vi tar någon en gång.
On the roll of dice weekend from 105.9 WCKG.
Slapp litt av, da. Da får jeg med John Hancock her. Hvis jeg klarer å holde meg fast.
Ja, søndagsnatt er det sikkert åpent. Ja, så vi tar ikke England samtidig. Kaldt på fingrene, nei ikke. Film som jeg har søkt. Det her. Er det ting andre også skal kanskje? Det blir han til Lasse til filmen for meg. Til høyre armer på. Ser jeg alt høyre? Ser ikke. Vi begynner å nærme oss det polske området. Rett til høyre her.
Mix 101.9, wrapping up another extra long mix of music. High on You, that's Survivor. The search is over. You heard that one too. 2 in a row from Paul Young. And every time you go away, what becomes of the brokenhearted as well. Roxette sang It Must Have Been Love and Dangerous. And you heard 2 from Boys to Men, kicking off that set with In the Still of the Night and End of the Road. 9:24 with Lisa Letterman. The Hawks are at the stadium tonight facing Toronto. Sox are playing host to Detroit. 6:05 the game time tonight. If you've got tickets, remember that because it's 1 hour earlier than it was last night. Cubs are in Colorado. What a weekend to be in Colorado.
Breezy day at Wrigley Field. And of course, the most commonly heard sounds this springtime in Chicago. The Mix 101.9 $1,000 song of the day pays $1,000 today. Gene, you won a great today. You won $1,000 for the $1,000 song of the day. Title and artist every weekday morning at 7:20 on the Grant Miller Morning Show. And remember, this pays to win. Mix 101 song of the day, only from Chicago's. Well, it seems like we've finally shaken off the winter of 94 blues. And all across Chicagoland this weekend, life is proceeding at a frenzied pace. And everywhere you turn, the Hills Brothers Redcoats will be there for you, pouring delicious cups of free, hot coffee when you need it most. Here's a sampling of the Redcoats' whereabouts this weekend. Saturday morning at the grand opening of the new Fair Play at 1221 East Sydney.
Hills Brothers reminds you, we're with you every day in Chicagoland. Say, did you know filmmakers and
kjører nå sørover State Street mot Negerskvartalet og Getland. kjører vi inn på Western Avenue. Bilgate nummer 1. Chicago. Det er langt sør, og vi er omtrent i det området vi kjøpte bilen. Ja, vi kjøpte bil, var det 29 minusgrader og stiv kuling. Nå er det pluss 19 og varmt og fint.
Eneste bil som starter.
Ja. Jeg har med en sivil til salgs. Håper han ikke selger for billig, for det har ikke vi tenkt med våres.
Last week I spoke to the national safety leaders and George Ryan, Secretary of State, about my platform, drunk driving education, which I could not agree with more. I think people who drive drunk should be taken at mercy.
At 9, we'll go back in the studio with Ricky. And at 10, it'll be time to get demented with
Dealer with the sporty Eclipse. Still $159 a month. $500 down. Beat the price increase with Eclipse. Just $159 a month, only $500 down. Plus, every credit application will be accepted.
Stop the spread of payment-itis.
With Eclipse, buy it or lease it. $159 a month, $500 down. Eclipse, still $159 a month. Hurry to your nearby Chicagoland Mitsubishi dealer today.
Warning, the information you're about to receive will dramatically improve your sex life overnight.
Are you achieving the ultimate in sexual pleasure? Hi, I'm Dr. Bob Schwartz. My wife and I...
I can't tell you how interesting I find that.
The most remarkable person.
And who did I beat out?
Until there's no one hanging on my arm. I gambled on the third time. A fool will tell you it's a charm. If I'm betting on a loser, I'm gonna have a devil to pay. Ambition thinks I'm talented too, but she's in love with an image time is bound to see through. Oh, you know me better than that. You know the me that gets lazy and bad. How moody I can be. Oh, but you know me better than that. I miss picnics and blue jeans and buckets of beer. Now it's ballet and symphony hall. I'm into culture clean up to my ears. It's like wearing a shoe that's too small. Oh, I caught her with an issue of Bride's magazine, staring at dresses and picking out rings. But you won't. Oh, she tells her friends I'm perfect and
Det var mange som selger, ja.
but you know me better than that. Oh, she tells her friends I'm perfect and that I love that cat. Oh, but you know me better than that.
US 99.
Ja, vad fint.
Little word gets loose. I was hoping we could parlay truths. 'Cause nobody wins. We both lose. Hearts get broken, love gets bruised. When we light that same old fuse again and again. Nobody wins.
Mix 101.9, where every weekend is a two-for weekend, 2 in a row from all your favorite artists and 2 extra long sets of music each hour. A pair from Boys to Men in the Still of the Night and the End of the Road, 2 from Elton John, Philadelphia Freedom and Healing Hands, and kicked it off with back-to-back Mr. Big. Ain't Seen Love Like That and To Be With You. This is John Bermudez at 3:49. Since we're all celebrating Earth Day this weekend, here's a tip about some recycled trash. The Melrose Place spinoff has been announced. It's Alcoholic, and a wholesome country girl who comes to the big city.
Like you wouldn't believe. Advanced safety features in Sonata, and you can buy it from around $13,300, which is a whole lot less than you assumed half a minute ago. So do yourself a favor. Go test drive a 95 Sonata at your Hyundai dealer. Base model compared with 94 Taurus GL, Accord DX, and Camry DX. Price is MSRP, excluding freight, taxes, title, and options. Dealer price may vary.
Ikke bort på gassen da. Hæ?
105.9 WCKG, Chicago's great classic rock. Wrapping up another long show right there. The Stones and Wild Horses. That was a wild horse we heard at the beginning of that song. Also, where they come from? Bob Dylan's Rainy Day Women, number 12 and 35, better known as That's Right. Roll the dice, shall we? Son of a gun, it comes up 6 songs next. Another long set of Chicago's great classic rock. We got a technical message.
Every year, the Dodge National Minivan sale gets better. Because every year, Caravan gets better. And this year is no exception. Because it's your chance to get the minivan that already exceeds 1998 car safety requirements. Equipped the way you want and save. Pick the Grand Caravan ES, for example. Equipped with creature comforts like leather trim, sunscreen glass, CD player, luggage rack, and more. And your savings could total up to $2,600.
Going around the world without ever leaving Chicago. You might say the festival is the theatrical equivalent to Water Tower Place. I know that when our visiting artists have some free time between performances, they head for Michigan Avenue and Water Tower Place for a little shopping. As we all know, when people visit Chicago, Water Tower is one of the places.
Cheese all wrapped up in a warm flour tortilla. Sounds good, he says. But wait, I say, getting enthusiastic. There's more. Then the chefs at Chi-Chi's put it back on the grill and baste it with a spicy Tex-Mex barbecue sauce, so you get that smoky barbecue flavor inside and out. He says, now that is something new and original. I'm beaming as he continues, too bad you didn't think of it, you're fired. I get so mad I take home the office stapler and all the paper clips. Okay, so maybe I'm not very original.
The new Twice Grill barbecue burrito from the Green.
As theater of the mind, radio paints a mental picture, using words and sound as its brush and canvas. You know, why go to the trouble of trying to describe something when a simple picture does the trick? That's the way it works in Auto Trader. For about $20, your ad in Auto Trader comes with a real picture of your car. So anyone who's looking for a car will see it. You also get a nice description. That's for those theater of the mind types who've got nothing better to do than sit around using their imaginations. Anyway, your ad will run at least 3 weeks, and the folks at Auto Trader will even come by and take the picture, free. So to sell your car fast, just pick up a copy of Auto Trader at your favorite convenience store and call them. The number's right there on the cover. Can't you just visualize it? When you got a car to sell it where people will see it. In Auto Trader.
Call 708-620-SELL. Your photo ad runs for only $5 per week.
It's here. The biggest savings event in Chicago history. The grand opening of the new silo. And everything is on sale at all 41 stores. And now you'll find more top name brands. Kenwood, Pioneer, Yamaha, Apple, IBM, Maytag, Whirlpool, GE, Amana, Zenith, RCA, Sony, and more.
$9 minimum purchase required. See store for details. Baby needs some new shoes. And we got another long set of Chicago's great classic rock. Played back to back without the yak on a rock and roll the dice weekend. From 105.9 WCKG, Elmwood Park, Chicago.
And she was lying in the grass, and she could hear the highway breathing, and she could see a nearby factory. She's making sure she's not dreaming. See the lights on the neighbor's house as she's starting to rise.
du lager I dag da, Aslak? Hva det blir lagd I dag da?
I dag det norsk mat.
Norsk?
Idaho. Den stoppet.
Ja. Og dette fiskepinner?
Det gode gamle fiskepinner.
Gode gamle? Gamle da?
Ja, jeg tror de gamle.
Sikkert da.
Og her?
Ja.
Her mangler høna.
Høna?
Høna og Lasse.
Ja. I dag det kylling.
Ja, stykker med høna. Han kommer litt å straffe hardt, det vil jeg si. Hans sønn kommer ikke til å ha ben eller armer. Han kommer til å bli kalt R27.
Ja, ja.
Vi tar et slag golf da.
Ja.
Det her et våpen som jeg fant I søkken. Og det her den andre delen, altså den her som vi kaller ammunisjonen til våpenet. Jeg tar den skikkelig dreis da. Jeg har noe å vise.
Ja, ikke mot meg da.
Jeg litt dårlig med pass, skjønner du. Klarer jeg det bra.
Oi, ja. Helbom.
Ja, bom.
Oi.
Perfekt. Det var et halvt kilometer slag. Det stoppet. Ja. Så tør jeg ikke mer.
Det var godt for å
Det kun for å få ut aggresjon jeg bruker det her.
Det der skal Aslak spise. Ja. Ja. Jo, det kalles fôr. Med et eller annet.
Jeg har kjøpt så mange Cadillacer at de går over fra biff til potetmos. Har ikke I lommeboka større. Pass, råt dette her. En dash på hver av de pinnene.
Nei, nå ble jeg sulten. Hei! Ja da.
Det her et slit.
Det hender Aslak reit også.
Må bare presisere, det sjeldent.
Ja da. Blir dette gjort ordentlig?
Det den drømte fotvasken. Den slår 2 fluer I en smekk tærne over det. Ja, men det bra nå, Lasse.
Ja. Det ser bra ut. Godkjent.
Ja. Og det en aftentur til det neste år.
Lokket på, ja. Der det. Ja. Ja. Dette altså dagens avis. Helgas. Nei, dagens da. Har du nok å gjøre her det nå?
En heil regnskog. Minst. Han veger for mange kilo. Isbilen.
You can do to keep your kids safe from daycare dangers. A Channel 2 News Extra, Thursday at 10.
Any mulching mower can chop up grass. But the Honda Harmony lawnmower has an exclusive twin blade that cuts grass into fine particles. and returns them to your lawn as fertilizer. There's no need to bag or dump clippings, and you get a better end result. The Honda Harmony Mulching Mower. Nothing's easier. For a free video, call 1-800-MULCH-21.
Well, I'm gonna get my baby. Gonna head on out of town. Gonna leave my worries. Won't let nothing get me down. Got my baby, got my wrangler. Our life is a good life I have found.
See your local Jeep and Eagle dealer.
Blair Underwood, plus CC Peniston live on the Weekend Jam.
See your local Jeep and Eagle dealer.
Time, talent, and treasure. We are asked to bring all of these to bear to help one another.
For the arts, the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, and by the annual financial support from viewers like you, and by Duracell, which proudly supports great performances, television's longest running.
For whom will vote? Do our chromosomes contain genes for sociable, for shy?
Jack Daniels talking. Dale Sweetie's telling me to cop a broom.
You think you can just chew women up at night and spit them out in the morning?
Maybe in my line of work, you don't have time for long meals.
Wait!
Picks him off, however, for firing 4 weapons. Josh Rutger does get 4 points.
Maybe he was in too big of a hurry.
And while the crowd is still pumped, it's time for In the Line of Fire Part 2. April weekend, Jennifer Hampton 7 set coming in. Iceland and the others to the Gladiators. And Jennifer is up first. Is she capable? Let's look back to what she did in the first round against Jazz. From station number 1 with the crossbow, there it is, bingo, she got the 10, can she do it again? And Lisa, let's keep an eye on the late inning. She slightly sprayed it during the pyramid.
Come on, let's go here, come on, come on. I talked to her just a couple minutes ago, she said it feels okay. So we'll see.
Moving well. Now it's station number 2 with 40 seconds left. Now 30 seconds. Oh! Nice just missed her there.
Oh, slam straight fire. Oh!
Don't get her angry, Jennifer. Again, she hit the shield in front of ice. 6 seconds to go. She never does make it to station number 5, but Jennifer on the scoreboard finally. 4 weapons fired, 4 points.
to be able to get the job done. As a member of the U.S. Coast Guard Reserve, she has fired a weapon before, but this picture leaves a sharp contrast to the public persona here at Gladiator Arena.
She's jumping and cheering and smiling. Of course, she is a former NCAA All-American cheerleader from the University of Texas, Arlington.
So she's got to run out of energy sometime.
Had ordered the rotor lights you had on earlier, Steve, with the same style band. Because I found like with your emerald cuts, the stones were too big, they would turn on my hand if the band was too thin. So I like a little bit wider.
From Deborah Allen.
Personnel directors in the NFL like to use 3 words: production, production, and production. And Huff, they might also add the word luck.
Well, Wayne, all the scouting and evaluation in the world can't overcome luck and fate. I think probably the best example of that came in 1965. The first 2 players off the board, Tucker Ferguson and Ken Willard, a couple of fullbacks would be...
You know, it's for a Sulawesi puberty ritual. It symbolizes the journey into adulthood.
Really?
Yeah, and you put your weed in here.
So this has actually been used in puberty rituals?
Yeah, and you put your weed in there.
These guys from Mexico?
Oh, I didn't think it'd be great.
I don't like it at all.
Humor me.
You two come out here. Straight, I want it.
Mean what?
Chicago bakgate.
Vänta på.
Vamsig! Jag ska ta den här.
Skulle nästan ha tagit den med, vet du. Jag kan tussla runt med den här. Hæ?
Zoomen er bilder.
Bilder hvor den...
number 807. You're riding the south, the northbound Howard All-Star. The next stop is Belmont. Smoking littering the players may be left. Change here to the Ravenswood. If you want the Ravenswood train, take the stairs to the other side. I repeat, if you want the Ravenswood, take the stairs to the other side.
Det er gata der med bur. North Spaulding. Og det bygget der bor med. Venstre oppgang, øverste etasje. Eller så er det fullt av meksikanere hele gata unntatt han her. Han påstår han ikke er meksikaner.
Ja.
For a former president's funeral.
The Teamsters strike turns into a strike against an independent trucker in Elk Grove Village.
And South Shore neighbors hope a man in custody turns out to be the South Shore rapist. Good evening. Bill Curtis is off tonight. I'm Lester Holt.
And I'm Linda McLennan. Those stories are coming up, but first our top story tonight. The historic elections in South Africa. In 2 hours, South Africans of every race will have the opportunity to go to the polls and vote. But that balloting has been ushered in with yet another wave of deadly violence and threats of even worse violence to come. Channel 2's John Davis is in Johannesburg.
An uneasy calm hangs over Johannesburg tonight as residents here brace for the possibility of yet another round of bombings. There have been already about a half dozen or so in the past 4 days, and there's every evidence that those responsible for launching this current wave of terror will continue.
At least 10 people died in the latest attack. More than 30 others were injured. The bomb went off outside a taxi stand. The damage was extensive. A scene of twisted metal, shattered glass, and severed bodies. The injured were treated at a nearby hospital. Late in the afternoon, they got a visit from Nelson Mandela. The second powerful blast came less than 24 hours after a similar explosion in central Johannesburg. That bombing killed 9 and injured nearly 100 others. Today, security was tightened. Soldiers and razor wire ringed the bomb-affected area. South African police believe this latest wave of bombings is the work of white right-wing separatists determined to derail the elections. South African authorities, including President de Klerk, are out to assure voters that everything will be okay.
We assure the public that they will be effectively protected when they go to vote.
Potential voters admit that the bombings are causing confusion.
The confusion.
Just on the Monday, it was the last minute in a way for your cast of votes, and it's such a big thing like this.
Reason to vote for ANC?
Despite the bomb attacks, campaign workers were out pushing their candidates today. Among the campaign literature was this piece.
Down, they said forward with the votes and down with the bullets.
Voters with whom we spoke say they are determined, perhaps just as determined or more so than those who are carrying out this current wave of violence. The voters tell us they intend to cast their ballots whether there is violence here or not. In Johannesburg, John Davis, Channel 2 News.
And we have John Davis on the line with us now from Johannesburg. John, what is the mood in that country now?
Well, as you will imagine, it is one of two parallel tracks of emotions. One, the quiet resolve on the part of most voters who say, in fact, they're going to vote despite the violence. The other is apparently the violent resolve of those who are in the radical elements who are trying to stop this election. Apparently.
And usually the only people that are helping them deal with it are gang members that are saying, hey, I got a way you can let your frustration off. I got a way that you can get your payback. I got a way that'll make things feel better inside for you. Join us. And that's what's basically happening.
These officers who call themselves the Slick Boys and travel the country helping families fight the plague of violence claim that for gangs, the murder of a child is a wonderful recruiting tool.
Because now, if you don't talk to these little kids, all I'm going to say, well, I'm going to join a gang, so I'm going to get shot like that.
Once upon a time, when we hear gunshots, people would duck and run. As you hear a gunshot now, it's just like thunder, or it's like a loud voice, because you get accustomed to the violence.
Jeffrey Haynes runs a youth center in West Englewood. These are his kids.
The 10-year-olds you mess with without being in a gang and starting gangs.
The older kids here try to coax the younger ones off the streets and into the center. Sometimes they cannot.
You put all your time into trying to help this little child, and then something happens to them. They end up going the wrong way, and they end up getting shot or something. It's really hurt.
But the killing makes them try harder. For Walters, Channel 5 News.
And for the record, with 30 days left in the month of April, 67 homicides have already been recorded this month in the city of Chicago. Last year, in all of it, 66 people were murdered for that month.
For children living in poverty, life can be a mental as well as physical struggle for survival. Channel 5's Marianne Ahern continues our team reporting now with a look at how many of the children living in Chicago's distressed neighborhoods are affected. Marianne?
Carol, that new study out of Washington, D.C. today called Kids Count Data Book says that kids who live in tough Chicago neighborhoods have a hard time making choices when they live with drugs, gangs, and unemployment influencing them every day. Multiply these young children and imagine that nearly 4 million American kids live in a severely distressed neighborhood. How distressed? Well, researcher Dr. Kathleen Castelli with Chicago's Erickson Institute knows firsthand.
Kindergarten teachers are telling us, and this is across the nation, that children are playing funeral in the play corner. They're building coffins out of blocks, and they're taking turns being the dead child and the mourners and the minister.
Half of the nearly 4 million children living at risk live in 6 states, with Illinois ranking 39th in the general well-being of its children. 1 of 10 living at risk.
This is nothing new. Everybody knows. Look at the Department of Children and Family Services, Department of Public Aid.
What is new? The level of despair has trickled down to young kids who are more prone to reckless behavior.
They have no connection to the future, so that when you ask them what they're going to be when, they're age 30, they say dead.
This new study is also one of race. It found 1 of every 4 black children lives in a severely distressed neighborhood, compared to 1 of every 10 Latino children, and 1 of every 63 white children.
Well, it is race, but a lot of it has to do with, I would say, being proud of the environment.
It's drugs and a lack of parents and the respect. Because back then when my mother was being raised, if a little child disrespected the elders, they got in trouble about it. But nowadays, the parents are at the house doing something else, and they don't know what the children outside doing.
Those studying kids hope that parents and policymakers give neighborhoods real choices to change these statistics. Reporting live, Marianne Ahern, Channel 5 News.
Marianne, thank you.
Is it a miracle? Tonight, a weeping icon of the Virgin Mary is drawing crowds to a Cicero church, and a high-ranking church official is in town to investigate. The icon is at the St. George Orthodox Church in Cicero. Parishioners say the moisture coming from this picture of the Virgin Mary is real tears. A bishop who came to the church today agrees and says he believes it is a miracle.
The miracles don't have explanations, or they aren't. And I believe in miracles. If you're a Christian and you claim to be a Christian, then miracles are the norm.
Guards are now standing watch outside the church 24 hours a day to control the crowds and keep vandals away.
Maybe don't just hold the butter anymore. You may want to hold the popcorn as well. Still ahead, a discouraging report on some kinds of movie theater popcorn.
A major corporation tells a large segment of the workforce, don't apply.
Final preparations of some historical vote in South Africa is about to take place. Next on the Channel 5 News.
Scam, but there's a twist. She's been arrested for battery. A woman went into the Northwest Side office of Ann Pride and demanded a refund. Pride then allegedly shoved the woman and cut her with scissors. Police have been looking for Pride since we disclosed that she took fees of up to $45 from welfare recipients. She claimed that she could get them tax refunds of over $1,000. Tonight, the IRS interviewed Pride, and the Attorney General's office served a subpoena for the records. We have a late-breaking story out of Washington tonight. When we come back, new details on a spy case. And we'll tell you how a prayer book saved a nun from a bullet.
Also had a Northwest Indiana family loses a child to his biological father. The sensitive issue of parental rights is decided in a court.
And then a self-proclaimed neo-Nazi tells a jury his motive for murdering a Wilmette plastic surgeon.
And later, it's not as well known as syphilis or gonorrhea, but it's just as bad and even more common. The Channel 2 News Health Team tells you everything you need to know about HPV.
You're watching Channel 2 News at 10 with Bill Curtis, Linda McLennan, Steve Baskerville with weather, and Corey McFerrin on sports.
The Lincoln Mark 8's revolutionary suspension automatically lowers the car on highway speeds for better handling and less screw resistance, which raises the bar for everyone else. Now lease the 32-valve, 280 horsepower Lincoln Mark 8 and discover performance raised to a whole new level. At your Lincoln Mercury dealer now.
Terrorist bombings and bloody unrest cast a shadow on the South African elections. Citizens of that country here in Chicago are set to vote by absentee ballot at the South African consulate, while millions in their homeland, black and white, are expected to brave the threatening climate to vote there. NBC's Don Williams reports.
The latest attack came at a tavern in Pretoria that is popular with black residents. 2 people were killed. Police say witnesses told them that white men in a car tossed the explosives. Earlier, there was a bigger attack. It was during the morning rush as people waited for rides to work when the bomb went off, sending one car into a tree, scattering campaign pamphlets, and sending people scrambling for their lives. It cut a wide path of death, 10 people dead and 36 others injured at this taxi stand
in City of Newport News.
Okay, based on your testimony, you face probable cause to write warrants against you for possession of marijuana, carrying a concealed weapon, and possession of a weapon by a convicted felon. Okay, I'll talk to you after you're processed in.
The suspect, a convicted felon, was charged with possession of a firearm, possession of marijuana, and carrying a concealed weapon.
Have you ever been arrested before?
Next, a Texas highway trooper confronts 2 boys accused of disturbing the peace.
What have you been arrested for?
Get the car! Coming up, Massachusetts State Police face down a kidnapper.
Recruit to the big city cop. The Sparta police force sticks together in the heat of the night. 1996 on Chicago 66.
Chicago's hot new country,
where you could win $1,000 weekday morning.
US 99.
The ultimate technology and the ultimate challenge for Don Merrick. Don is Senior Flight Test Engineer for Computer Sciences Corporation and a DeVry graduate.
My military experience gave me career training, so going to DeVry was natural.
A DeVry education fits the fast pace of today's technology.
DeVry was to the point, real world.
Get a real-world education. Call now, 1-800-247-7800. DeVry, we're serious about success.
It's the Test Drive Show with Brian O'Callahan. Today, Chevy Camaro.
This is John, and his friend Ed, who knows cars.
Oh, we call him Goober, Brian.
Why Goober?
Well, Gomer pumps gas, Goober knows cars.
Okay. The 1994 Camaro, a lot of car for under 14 grand. 4-wheel ABS, AM/FM stereo, dual airbag.
Yeah, and I'm noticing, Brian, a lot of women are looking at us.
Oh, what do you think, Ed?
I like it. Wow, now that's high praise from Goober.
Would you use a deodorant soap on parts like these? On parts that are pretty? On parts that are cute? On the most sensitive parts of your birthday suit? You would if it's Libra 2000, because Libra 2000 won't dry your skin like the leading deodorant soap. It's got the most effective skincare ingredients, so it's best for all your parts, on all your kin, on any place that you've got skin. Libra 2000, the deodorant soap that's best for your skin and all your 2,000 parts.
If you can get here, you can get there. And now you can get here for just $15 a month. Now you can join Valley South Club for just $15 a month. Call 1-800-WORKOUT and get ready for summer. How old are you?
Yeah, I'm 17.
How old are you?
14.
Hey, get off your bike. Mom, Dad, know y'all are out at 2 o'clock in the morning. You come here. Come here. What's going on here? People all over are saying YouTube, a guy on a Chrome bike,
And a guy on a silver bike's out there knocking on doors, wanting to fight and all that kind of
No, we won't tell them. They brought us in. We asked them if we could just stay.
So they just called the police on y'all for nothing, is that right?
Well, I never had
Have you ever been arrested before?
Yes, sir, long time ago. I went to arrest. They took me.
What all you been arrested for?
I went up to the,
Well, what have you been arrested for?
I didn't get arrested. I used some people that had vandalized.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if there was going to be a witness.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Have you been drinking tonight?
No, sir.
Why don't you take this PBT test? This will tell me if you've had anything. If you hadn't had anything, don't worry about it. But your eyes are real red, bloodshot.
Well, I went over that friend.
You've got some nystagmus in your eyes. Do you know what nystagmus is?
No, sir. And I was over that Brad. I took just some sick of his.
Oh,
He's 14.
So when I asked you if you'd been drinking tonight, that doesn't count sips. Have you had anything to sip tonight?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, now we're getting somewhere. What I want you to do is blow it here. Not too hard.
Okay.
For 10 seconds. Take a deep breath and blow. Keep going. Okay. You got a little bit.
That got just took it.
Yeah, just a little sip. Where's your mother at?
They're in Colorado.
And you're 14 years old, and who are you supposed to be staying with?
I'm staying with my...
Who's supposed to be looking after you at night?
My friends.
Oh, he's doing a real good job looking after you, isn't he? Got a 14-year-old out on the street and a 17-year-old out on the street. It's kind of odd, a 14-year-old being out here with the lost boys. What a waste. Sometimes there's hope for them, sometimes there's not.
The following is the true story of Sergeant William Powers, Jr., reenacted from the files of the Massachusetts State Police. The events depicted really happened. Actual officers portray the troopers in our story.
When Richard Dixon picks up his daughter Jackie, he already knows that her ex-boyfriend, John Backer, has been pestering her that day at work. The restraining order she's obtained against him hasn't stopped him. Massachusetts State Police Sergeant William J. Powers, Jr. is on duty that day with the Middlesex District Attorney's Office.
The day had been a rather routine day. We were involved in 2 separate investigations that most of the office was tied up on, but that's pretty much a normal day for us.
Okay, Jackie, now you take it easy, pal. Don't talk to him. Just stay there. John, take it easy.
I just want to talk to Jackie for 1 minute.
No!
Come on, Jackie, get out of the car. Let me talk to you, honey, for 1 minute.
John, you get out of here or I'll call the police! You go, please, I'll kill you!
No, John. Calm down. Get out of here, man. Come on, Jackie, baby, get out of the car with me.
Leave!
Let me in.
No! 28 Remain Avenue. John, just leave me alone!
I want you! Get in the car!
Marion Dixon dies instantly from a gunshot wound to the head. Local police call in the Massachusetts State Troopers. Sergeant Powers is assigned to coordinate a massive manhunt for Backer. Powers is concerned that Backer may kill again. He contacts the subject's sister-in-law, Kathy Backer, to see if she knows where he is.
Listen, Kathy, we want to negotiate a peaceful surrender, and I'm sure that's what you want as well. And the best way is for us to work together on this.
Powers knows that the likelihood of somebody getting hurt increases if a confrontation takes place. Late Saturday afternoon, Powers attends a meeting at John Backer's parents' house. Present at the meeting are Kathy Backer and Peter Dowd, Backer's attorney.
Have him surrender to you. First of all,
Kathy tells Sergeant Powers that her brother-in-law will give himself up on the condition that he's not harmed when he's taken into custody.
Second of all, turn his weapon over to you.
Powers tells her he'll meet that condition. He stays on at the house, anticipating that Backer may want to contact him directly.
By driving on the state highway.
Powers' patience pays off. Later that night, Backer calls from nearly 1,400 miles away. It's already the 4th day of the kidnapping.
And the safest way that you can surrender right now is to go to the nearest local police station or the state police barracks, wherever you are, walk in the front door, tell them who you are, and surrender yourself.
How do I know I can trust you?
The
Backer's hostage tries to learn if her mother is still alive. Backer threatens her life and refuses to let her near the phone. When we return, a desperate man raises the stakes.
On the next heat of the night.
You're my sister's child, and that makes you a part of me.
What could possibly? Backer arrives back in the Brockton area. He and his hostage are spotted by troopers James White and Ray Stevens. Jackie Dixon escapes her kidnapper unharmed, but Backer remains on the run. Powers locates Backer in a house across the street from where his parents live. The state police tactical operations team surrounds the house and stands by. Backer's sister-in-law and his attorney plead with him to give up. But in the end, Backer won't walk out the door. After 6 long days of negotiating, the stop team is sent in to end the situation.
Police, get down!
As they enter the house, they hear a muffled pop. Backer has taken his own life.
I don't know anything that we could have done different that would have brought this to a different ending.
Hostage Jackie Dixon was unharmed after her 5-day ordeal. Sergeant William J. Powers, Jr. is still proudly serving with the Massachusetts State Police.
These aren't special effects. This isn't a Hollywood stunt. This is real. A drunk slams into a car. Gas tanks explode. A freeway becomes an inferno. And our cameras were there, capturing the awesome aftermath and almost miraculous rescue. See it as it happened. Raw, real, exclusively on the next Real Stories of the Highway Patrol. Tonight at 11:30 on Chicago 66.
21.